Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kaylee and I have no books with me. So today's video is the start of a pretty cool vlog because I'm on a little vacation right now. As you can see, I'm in the car currently with my mother who is driving. Say hi.
Hi.
So I'm in California. I normally live in Texas, but I'm out in California visiting my family and going to a bachelorette party this week. So I thought it'd be fun to vlog because I'm doing a lot of cool things and normally my life is super boring. So I'm like, I need to document whenever I do something that's beyond just me sitting on my couch like every other video, you know? So I'm not sure how much reading I'm going to get done this week. This is going to be a vacation reading vlog, but I'm just gonna be honest, it's gonna be very lucky if I manage to finish a single book. I did start on the drive from my house in Texas to the airport, A Shadow in the Ember, and I'm really liking it so far. I'm about 6 hours into the audiobook. And so A Shadow in the Ember is a fantasy romance by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and this is a prequel to the From Blood and Ash series. And I'm having a great time with it so far. I'll probably film a more official check-in as I get further in, but beyond that, I have no idea what I'm going to pick up this week. I have a couple options because my mom is a book lover. She has a ton of books on her bookshelf that I haven't yet read. So I'll let you know when I end up reading something, but for now, enjoy some B-roll of me doing cool things. Hello, it's been a while since I've checked in because I've been so busy with all of the activities. Normally I have barely any B-roll in my vlog, but this is a vlog that I'm actually concerned about the amount of B-roll, so that's fun. But I figured I should actually give you a reading check-in in this reading vlog, and the check-in's gonna be short because I haven't really done any reading this week. I did start, as I mentioned earlier, A Shadow in the Ember when I was driving to the airport and just on the plane, and I am about 6.5 hours into that audiobook, which is a fantasy romance book, and I am really enjoying it. I think I'm going to read more of it tomorrow because I do leave California tomorrow, so on the plane and on the drive from the airport back to my place in Texas, I think I'll be reading more. But I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. It feels like it could be a 5-star fantasy romance. I love the dynamic between the two characters. We kind of have this society that's set up. It's the same society as from Blood and Ash, but just set way back in the past. So if you're familiar with that, you're kind of going to know the vibes of this book. It is pretty similar, okay? Pretty similar to the dynamic in From Blood and Ash, but I think it's just done a bit better. So if you enjoyed From Blood and Ash, but you didn't love it, I would actually recommend giving A Shadow in the Ember a go, because I enjoyed both, but I think A Shadow in the Ember so far is a bit more polished than From Blood and Ash. And so the dynamic between the characters, there's so much fun banter. The magic is really interesting. Of course, there's going to be lots of hidden identities in this book, and it's kind of transparent of who everyone is, but it's transparent in a very fun way. It's not going to blow your mind, but I'm just having a great time with it. And then when I was at Disneyland with my mom, who is walking beside me right now, I finished up in line Once Upon a Dream by Sierra Simone. Let me tell you, that was a weird vibe, okay, to be reading that book in a Disneyland ride line, because there's no plot. I'm giving it 1 star. It took me a long time to finish it, and it was a book of nothing. And I wouldn't even recommend it if you want that kind of stuff in your book, because I thought it wasn't very well done. I thought it was just cringy, not in a fun way, in like a secondhand embarrassment way, so I didn't like it. And then my mom and I just went to the library that is by her house, because I just got back from Paso Robles, the wine tasting bachelorette trip, yesterday. So I'm hanging out with my mom today again, and we went to the, what's it called, the like Friends of the Library store, where you can buy books for 50 cents, and we got a bunch. So I'm gonna show you a little book haul once we get back to the house of what we got, because we got some good stuff. But here's my check-in to say I haven't done much reading, but I'm probably gonna read a lot today, so hopefully I have one more check-in before the end of the vlog. Okay, bye. Hello, I am back home now. I'm kind of sad about it, not gonna lie. I'm also a little bit, have a cold. It's been a couple of days since I've gotten home, and I developed a cold since being back, so I was trying to hold off on doing a vlog check-in because my voice is kind of gross. But it's now Friday, and I got back on Tuesday, and I kind of woke up the next day with a cold, which makes sense. It was not COVID or anything. I did a million tests. It's just a cold. But it makes sense since I was around so many people on the plane and then at the winery and all of that kind of stuff. But here I am checking in. It's been a couple of days, but I did end up finishing some books, surprisingly. So at my mom's house, she had checked out from the library Spy X Family, because she's kind of gotten into manga, and I was like, I've been wanting to read this one so bad. I'm stealing this from you and I'm reading it. And holy crap, Spy X Family is delightful. It's so good. It's so fun. It's about a family, and the dad is a spy. Well, he's not a real dad. So there's this man that's a spy, and he needs a fake family to infiltrate this like high level society part to be able to spy on them and get the information he needs. So he gets a daughter from an orphanage, and he finds a wife, a fake wife, just out and about, and it just so happens that the daughter is a telepath and the wife is an assassin, and they all have these secrets from each other. Like, none of them know that they're all secretly a spy, telepath, and assassin, and so they all think that they're the only abnormal one in this fake family, and it's just like so wholesome and so funny to see all of the secret identities, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I really need to get to the next volumes, because the first volume, I feel like it was really, really fast. I think I read the whole thing in 30 minutes, which is why I didn't do any check-ins or anything, because it was just a super quick read. But I loved it. I'm giving it 5 stars, high 5 stars. I mean, that's my first manga I've ever read, and I found it fantastic. And then on the plane, I ended up finishing, oh my God, my hair is horrible right now. Let's just ignore that. So on the plane, I ended up finishing 2 books. I ended up finishing my audiobook of A Shadow in the Ember and my ebook of Glow. So Glow is the 4th book in the Plated Prisoner series, and I enjoyed it, but there were parts that I did not enjoy. It's like a 700 plus page book. So there were sections that I found kind of slow and annoying, and then there were sections that I found amazing. There were certain characters that I didn't love how they were being dealt with in this book. So I think I'm settling on a 3.5 for this book. There were some parts that I really, really enjoyed, and I was really wanting to give it a 4. But I think I was wanting to give it a 4 just because I enjoyed the later half much more than the first half. But the first half, I mean, I read the first 80 pages back in October, and I was like, ooh, I kind of hate what's going on. And so I put it down, and then I picked it back up on my trip, just as an ebook on my phone while I was standing around reading stuff. And I did end up enjoying it more than the first 80 pages, but I feel like I can't give it a full 4 if there were certain huge sections, not just the first 80 pages, but there are huge issues I had with the book. And they're just, so for example, I really want this series to show some more female friendship, but I feel like all of our villains are women, and our main girl is a woman, and she just is only surrounded by men. I don't know, I would love some empowering female friendships in this story, and I just hate how the other female characters are being dealt with. We got some hints of that, though, in this book. We got some hints. I just wanted it to give us more than it did. But yeah, we did get some hints of it. And then, so yeah, 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it, but it's my least favorite of the series so far. And then the other book, A Shadow in the Ember, that I finished, I'm going to give it, I haven't actually thought about this. I think I'm going to give it 4 stars. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it, and I know that's weird because I gave From Blood and Ash 5 stars, but I think I did enjoy it more than From Blood and Ash. But back when I read From Blood and Ash, I gave most books 5 stars. If I reread it now, I think it would be a 4-star book. So they're both around 4-star levels. Not like all-time favorites, but I had such a fun time with it. The hidden identities in that book come out, and it's just so much fun. The magic is really cool, and this book is dark. This book got really, really dark at times, which I loved. I love darkness in stories. And I love a badass female main character, and she is badass. And so I really enjoyed this story. I'm giving it 4 stars. The reason why I'm not giving it 5 stars is just because I wasn't as emotionally invested as I wish I was. So, you know, there are no parts of this book that I felt like I was going to cry at. I felt like I was listening with a straight face, you know? And in a lot of romance books, I'm just squealing, I'm cringing, I'm smiling, I'm crying when they get together. Like, I feel many emotions in romance books a lot of the times, and in this book I just didn't feel those emotions, so I have to give it a 4-star. But it was a very, very, very enjoyable 4-star, and so I recommend it. I definitely recommend it, especially if you liked From Blood and Ash. You've got to read A Shadow in the Ember because it has so many of the same sort of tropes, same sort of character dynamics. I mean, really, it's just From Blood and Ash repackaged, in my opinion, but I liked the repackaging. I'm a fan, so I can't wait to read book 2 in this series. So with all that being said, I ended up finishing Once Upon a Dream, Glow, Spy X Family, and I almost said From Blood and Ash, A Shadow in the Ember. And so I'm giving Once Upon a Dream 1 star. I'm giving Glow 3.5 stars. I'm giving A Shadow in the Ember 4 stars. And I'm giving Spy X Family 5 stars. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe for more content, and let me know down in the comments if you read while you're on vacation, and if so, what sort of books do you tend to read? This time when I was on vacation, I really gravitated towards the fantasy romance, but I don't know if that's a trend for me or if that's just what I was feeling at the time. So do you have a certain genre you like to read when you're on vacation, and if so, what is it? Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!